Sloka number 28. It's a very important class or important sloka, in fact, you can tell. So, sloka number 28. Atma Atmavabhasayateko बुद्ध्यादीनीन्द्रियाण्यपि दीपो घटादिवत् स्वात्मा जडैस्तैर्नव नावभास्यते आत्मावभासयत्येको बुद्ध्यादीनीन्द्रियाण्यपि दीपो घटादिवत् स्वात्मा जडैस्तैर्नावभास्यते. Atma, the self, avabhasayati, bhadhatu, dasham gana, 10th gana. Avabhasayati illumines, ekah, single one, buddhyadini, intellect and so on, indriyani, sense organs, indriyani, indriyam, indriye, indriyani, like akaranta, napumsakalinga, phalam phale phalan, api, also, deepaha, lamp, ghatadivat, like the pots, and so on, swatma, itself, jadaihi, inert, taihi, by themselves, tena tabhyam taihi, it's tritiya bahuvachan, sahatau te, tantau tan, tena tabhyam taihi. It's by themselves, not avabhasyate, illumined. Just as a lamp illumines a jar or a pot, so also the Atma illumines the mind, the sense organs, and so on. These material objects cannot illumine themselves by themselves because they are inert. So, if we do some Sanskrit, no Sanskrit is not needed, just prose order. Deepaha ghatadivat means Deepaha yatha ghatadikam bhasayati. Deepaha yatha ghat adikam bhasayati तथा एकः आत्मा बुद्धि आदि इंद्रियाणि च अवभासयति. क्लियर? यथा दीपः घटादिकं भासयति तथा एकः आत्मा बुद्धि आदीन इंद्रियाणि च अवभासयति. तैः जडैः स्वात्मा न अवभास्यते. You know, it is like passive voice. So, like light illumines the ghatam or jar. Patam means vastra or cloth or clothes. They do not illumine a lamp. Likewise, one Atma alone illumines the assembly of intellect, sense organs, etc. But that sense organs and intellect, as they are inert or jada, they can't illumine themselves or they can't illumine Atma. Now the thing is, two doubts may come. In this case, two doubts come. That to illumine each intellect, because each of us has different intellect, mind, sense organs. So now the question is, does one Atma illumines all the assembly of intellect and sense organs, or there are many Atma? Second doubt, it only buddhi illumines, intellect illumines or not. So the thing is, according to Advaita Siddhanta, the conclusion of non-dual philosophy, Atma is one. There is no second. If we consider that many Atma, or each body has individual Atma, then that is against of decision or conclusion of Shruti Virodha. Because in Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.1, it is there, Ekam eva advitiyam Brahma. Ekam eva advitiyam Brahma. So, there is only one Brahman, was, is, and will be. And that is Swajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda Rahita. I will come in that point. Or in Brahma Bindu Upanishad, 12th sloka, it is there, Eka eva hi bhutatma bhute bhute vyavasthitaha. There is only one Atma is pervaded in everything, each and every bit of this universe. Or in Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.11, it is there, Eka Devaha Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha. The meaning, one without a second, self-effulgent Purush or Atma is the inner self of every being. But how it has been expressed in all individual? As individual abhimana. What abhimana? Aham abhimana. I am doing kartritva, bhoktritva, enjoyership, doership, etc. So the thing is, when one Atma is illuminating everything else, then why is your happiness is not my happiness? Why my sorrow is not your sorrow? Why you are always busy with your own sentiments? Why can't you feel other sentiments? Ekah Atma Buddhyadin Indriyani cha bhasayati. To analysis, for analyzing Atma, Ekah, that word has been used. That expressor, illuminator of all intellects is one and without a second. Like one sun illumines everything else. So, it will be anavastha dosha. No, I will not go into that much of deeper thing. One, we will raise some more questions. 4 questions we will raise. The thing is, who is going to know that I am Atma? Means who knows Atma? Because finite never become infinite. Finite never becomes infinite. But through the right journey, finite comes to know that he is actually infinite. The sense of finitudeness is a wrong notion. So can Anatma know Atma? Can one Atma know another Atma? Can one part of Atma know another part of Atma? Can't it be known at all? So these all those questions are like, it is like, can a pot know me? I can know the pot. So, not a single anatma can't know the expressed part of Chidabhasa. Anatma doesn't have the ability to know. Why? Because jadatvat. It is matter. It is inert. This is called bijatiya bhedah. The difference of two different things. Vijatiya bhedah. Atma is swaprakasha and other things are vijatiya. There is only one Atma because it doesn't have sajatiya bheda. Sajatiya bheda rahitatvat. There is no manyness of Atma. So one was vijatiya bheda, means apple is different than rose. By nature, both are different. One is flower, another is fruit. So that difference between rose and apple is called vijatiya bheda. Then many apple, but there is, suppose apple means suppose one truck of apple. So many apples are there. One apple is somehow different than another. Though everything is apple, this is called sajatiya bheda. There is no manyness of Atma. And there is no swagata bheda. Means if there is a lot of parts like, a human body, suppose. So, a right part, left part is there. Hand doesn't look like the legs. Legs don't look like the ears. Ears don't look like the eyes, like that. This is called swagata bheda. Atma has no part. So, Atma is swagata bheda rahita. So now, there is only one Atma, Ekaha Atma, which illumines Antahkarana or the inner instrument, Sukshma Sharira, subtle body and sense organs. Here, illumines means to ability to know. Suppose there is a headache or leg pain. How we can understand that there is a pain? Because Atma illumines it. Atma gives me ability to know it. Atma buddhyadini abhabhasayat. Why? Buddhi adi taihi jadaihi. Atma cannot be illumined or known by inert thing. Like a lamp can illumine means the thing which has its own light. So lamp can illumine a pot which is a dark object, but a pot can't illumine the light. Likewise, consciousness expresses its own presence. So we don't need anything else who will illumine Atma. Now the question is, can reflection illumine the source? Suppose there is a lamp is burning, there is a mirror, and in that mirror, the lamp is getting reflected. So the reflection is borrowed light. The thing is, Atma illumines Anatma. But no Anatma can illumine Atma. Why can't we say that each and every one has separate consciousness? Suppose in the class 17, 18 people are there. So is everyone has separate consciousness? If for the logic, putting logic that yes, each and everyone has separate consciousness. Now the thing is, who will establish another consciousness? Then there will be infinity number of consciousness. Infinite regress. This is called logical fallacy. In Sanskrit, this is called anavastha dosha. Anavastha dosha. What is that anavastha dosha? That suppose to know Atma, one Atma is required. To know that Atma, another Atma is required. In that way, infinite number of Atmas are required. This is not possible. This is called anavastha dosha. Second one is anyonya asraya dosha. Likewise, that something is dependent on that. I will not go into that. Just know the name. Chakrikapatti dosha. Defect of going round and round. And atmasraya dosha. Like you can't sit on you, or you can't sit on your own shoulder. This is called atmasraya dosha. So four sorts of dosha we have seen. Anavastha dosha, anyonya asraya dosha, chakrikapatti dosha means chakrika apatti dosha, and atmasraya dosha. Means at the same time, one cannot be a knower and the known. Clear? Now, the street lamp is a silent, unperturbed witness of all that happens under its light. Whether it is a marriage process, or a funeral march, procession, or funeral march. The light, unmoved by the feeling of joy or sorrow, sheds its glow on all those that come under it. The postman, unconcerned with the nature and contents of the communication, delivers to the addressee. In fact, we ourselves are unconcerned with the different experiences of a co-passenger when we get into a train or a bus. We never consider his loss. We never consider his loss or gain as our own, although we may sympathize with his loss and help him. The sorrow is only illumined by us. The self in us is the one illuminating factor, the pure awareness which alone illumines both the good and the bad in us at all times. The self is that power on account of which the physical activities, the mental yearning, and the intellectual throbbing become vivid and living for us. The Upanishad says that which the mind cannot comprehend, but what makes the mind cognize, know that to be Brahman, and not that which people worship. In Kenopanishad, Prathama Khanda, 5th sloka, first chapter, 5th sloka, talks about that. The matter combinations may vary in their endless variety, in their strength, vitality, and energy, but the one spirit which is changeless in all these varied manifestations of matter, is the one and only glory which gives the glitter of a show to the entire Jagat, a lively show indeed. Hari Om Tat Sat.